Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Restoring the Connection. And we're going to end off right here with the last commandment of Exodus chapter 20 out of the 10 commandments. And it's going to be, thou shalt not covet. Exodus chapter 20, and it's verse 17. It says, you shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male servant, nor his female servant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is your neighbor's. Thou shalt not covet, right? And that covetousness, all right, let me paint a picture to really show you the definition. All right, I'm not going to go so deep because this is a basic, these are basic teachings on the commandments, where I did it in a basic way so we can apply them. I wanted them to be applicable, right? So it's very on the surface as far as to be theologically in depth, but applicable in a pretty much a simple to do, right? A simple to do, because a lot of people will tell you keep the commandments, but they won't tell you what the commandments are and how to apply them. So this is what this is for, so we can start walking this out. And as we walk it out, we'll go deeper and deeper, because Yah's word is like layers to it, right? There are layers to it. And it's like peeling back an onion. And you peel back an onion enough, it'll make you cry. But once it goes through the fire, it's good for seasoning. It adds flavor. And that's what the Most High's word through his Ruach is doing. All right, hallelujah. Thou shalt not covet. So the picture of it is like if I say, oh man, I like Charles's house. One day, I want a house like that. That's admiration. This is what covetous looks like. I like Charles' house. I don't think Charles deserved that house. How he get that house? You know what? I want his house. How Charles get that car? I want his car. How Charles get that woman? He don't deserve that woman. He can't handle that woman. I'm going to get Charles' woman. See the difference? From admiration to covetousness. And the Most High say, thou shalt not covet. Right? That covetousness leads to jealousy, envy, bitterness, strife. It'll lead to murder. It'll lead to stealing. Right? It'll pretty much lead to all the other commandments. All right? It'll lead to breaking all of them. Right? And that covetousness destroys a nation. Right? Korah gathered some of the elders and leaders of Yasharel, right? And I believe they was all Levites. And they approached Moses pretty much saying, you know, we're Levites too, right? We should have some form of say-so as well. You know, you're not the only one that can deal with the Most High and this and that. They wanted his spot. And what that led to was their death. It led to dissension amongst the nation. So while we should have been focusing on getting to the promised land, they was focusing on getting what Moses had, which was positioning. All right. Not even realizing all that Moses was going through and had been through. Right? They weren't fugitives. Moses was. They never lived in royalty and let it go. Moses did. Ain't that something? Covetousness. Thou shalt not covet. So let's look at this. Luke chapter 12, verse 15. Let's go to Luke chapter 12, verse 15. We're going to go to the Besorah and see what Luke had to say about this. Chapter 12, verse 15. All right. And it says, verse 15. And he said to them, take heed and beware of covetousness. For one's life does not consist in the abundance of things he possesses. Verse 15 in Luke chapter 12. And he said to them, this is Yahushua, take heed, excuse me, and beware of covetousness. For one's life does not consist in the abundance of things that he possesses. So what is he saying? He said life is more than money, right? It's more than mammon. It's more than possessions, right? In this society, this wicked world, which was given over to the wicked one, has said You are what you possess. Your status is dependent upon what you own or what you have. So you get a bunch of people that's on this hamster wheel and they're chasing and chasing and chasing after what don't satisfy. Right? And there's two types of mindsets out here. You have those that feel like um, um, their life isn't good because they never got. Right? Their life would be better if only they would have had, or if only they would get. And then you have this second person that has, and they're still unfulfilled. Ooh, I don't know which one is worse. The one who never had and they feel like their life is unfulfilled because they didn't get it, or those that did get it and their life is still unfulfilled because they realize I've been lied to. Both parties have been lied to, right? Both parties have been lied to. Luke chapter 12, verse 15. And he said to them, take heed, pay attention, store this in your heart, store this in your mind. Beware, be cautious of covetousness, for one's life does not consist in the abundance of things he possesses. It's not about chasing the bag all day. It's not. Yeah, I know we need money to sustain our stuff. That's not even a thought. We don't even got to talk about that. We know. That goes without saying. But you know what it's like. Like I knew a young brother, and when we met, we got to talking. He said he hated it. He had a tattoo of it said MOE, money over everything. Now when I met him, he said I hate the tattoo because of the things that he had done for money, right? People he hurt or things he took, and he's like he don't want to live like that, and it's dangerous because there's people living like that every day. They'll do whatever they can do. They'll take from you. They hate when you got. Think about that, right? There's people that sit around all day and all they do is talk about what other people got and how they shouldn't have it and how they don't deserve it. And if they had the opportunity to take it from them, they take it from them. You got women. See that woman with that man. Oh, man, she on blah, 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 blah. She better watch it. Don't slip up. Right? They'll approach that man just because they know he's in a relationship. All right? I thought the wedding ring was a propellant. No, it's a magnet. It's crazy. Covetousness. It's no good. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 5. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 5. And it reads, I'm in the wrong chapter. Hebrews 13, verse 5. And it says, let your conduct be without covetousness. Be content with such things as you have. For he himself has said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Verse 5 of chapter 13 in Hebrews. Let your conduct be without covetousness. Be content with such things as you have. For he himself has said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Contentment, right? What the Most High has for you, he has for you. Be grateful and sit in that. You work hard, you strive. Yah bless you with A, B, and C. Be content with that. Stop looking at the left or the right. Stop looking at him, and her. Right? Because once you get to looking at him, and her, you are no longer grateful. And that's a smack in the face to the Most High. Right? You mad because you don't have that land, or you don't have that car, you don't have this and that. So all that God is doing with you, all he's blessed you with, you pretty much just throw it away. You know, people do that in relationships. That man do A, B, C, and D, but you mess around and get on social media and you see your girlfriend and her dude just went on some big trip. You don't know nothing about their life. They could be living on the floor at home eating top ramen every night, and they just was able to get themselves on a boat on a trip. Now this man, he work, he slave, he got you a house, he got your car, he got you this, and that. But because he couldn't take you to Tahiti or take you to Colombia or wherever you went, he ain't worth nothing. Because you covetous of that. And you'll mess around and get to wanting her man. Or you see that woman. Brother, you see your homie girl. Right? And he telling you, yeah, man, she do this, and that. And you get to looking at her. Right? And now you done discounted your woman. Your woman has been good to you. She's been a good rib. But because your friend done said his lady do this one thing that your lady don't, now you looking at her. And then you looking at him like, he don't need that. He don't need her. I'm about to take. And now you're ungrateful for what you got. Contentment is the battle axe against covetousness. Be content with what Yah got for you, right? Know how to base and know how to abound. Because he said, what did he say? He said, let your conduct, the way you live, the way you move, be without covetousness. Be happy. Listen, when you got joy based on the source, which is Yah, you have no problem seeing other people have joy. A lot of times we get to chasing at the happiness. I want to be happy. I want to be happy. Happiness depends on what's happening. Happiness is circumstantial. Happiness is relevant to the day and time that you living in that day and time. All right. This made you happy today. Right. That made you happy tomorrow. What made you happy tomorrow don't even make you happy today. Right. No, joy is based on a source. And when you got joy, which is connected through Yahusha to Yahuwah, flooded with his Ruach HaKodesh, then you don't mind somebody else prospering. You don't mind somebody else doing good. Matter of fact, you applaud them. You pat them on the back. That's what's up, brother. I'm proud of you. That's what's up, sister. I'm happy for you. Right? That green-eyed monster of jealousy come with that covetousness because there's lack of contentment. Right? And we quick to get rid of one. We quick to get rid of one flowing like that wicked one. We don't need to live like that. We don't need to live like that. There's no nation that sustains itself or thrives when there's covetousness amongst the camp. You can't live like that. These commandments right here are our constitution. These commandments right here is our blueprint on how to live. The nation said, what a wise people they are. How wise are they? We've never seen laws like this. All right. So I'm hoping that through this series, and I know it took me a little while, that this series will help us to get back to the Most High's constitution, to that wisdom that we once possessed and we've now forsaken, let go of, and a lot of our people don't even know about it. And now our people fight against it. As soon as you say the word law, statutes, and commandment, there's a growl to it. But let me give you this last manipulation tool that the enemy used, and I beg that you study and research it for itself. A lot of times when people hear the word law, they connect it with Pharisee, and they say that the Pharisees were enemies of Yahushua, or some would say Jesus. And they say, well, I don't want to keep no law because the Pharisees kept the law and they were enemies of Christ. They's enemies of Yahushua. In all actuality, Yahushua was never at odds with the Pharisees because they kept the law. What the Pharisees did was elevate their own traditions above the law. So now you have to ask yourself, is there any group of people out here? Is there any leadership out here that are elevating their traditions over the Most High's laws? And if that's the case, then you have to ask yourself, who's really the Pharisees out here? Stay blessed, people. Stay studied up. Keep Yah's law, statutes, and commandments. We can get back to wisdom and back to being a nation. Hallelujah. Shalom.